Hey everyone, it's me Ben, and welcome to my long-anticipated Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Custom Minifigure Showcase off of the new movie. It came out like forever ago now, but it just took me a long time to make all the figures, and then I've just been so busy with commissions and with live stuff that it's taken a while for me to actually get to record the figures and show them to you, but I'm finally going to be recording them and showing them to you. So yeah, we have 4 figures: Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Dr. Robotnik, and I'm really excited to show them to you, so let's get right into it. First off, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is actually the 3rd Sonic figure that I've ever made, and the 2nd one that I've made for a movie. I recently did a post showcasing the 3 together on my Instagram, and I gotta say, this is definitely my best Sonic yet. I'm really proud of him so far. So yeah, the head is completely sculpted, and funny thing about this entire figure actually is I made him as I was running out of green stuff. So this entire figure was actually literally me using the last of my green stuff. I used the rest of it on his head. Of course I've ordered some more since then, but I kind of had to end up doing some techniques so I could actually finish the figure without using more sculpting. But the head is entirely sculpted, and I'm actually really proud of how the sculpt turned out. It looks like really Sonic-y, and that's just sculpted right onto a minifigure head there. And then it's of course painted blue, and I put some dark blue stripes all over it to represent his little quills. The inside of his ears are painted with a little peach color, and his eyes are painted white with some green eyes in there, and he has a little smirk there. To make him different than the other Sonic figures, I decided to give him the brown bag that he uses on the sledding sequence, and that's just made out of like a minifigure foot that I put some E-tape on to make it into a little bag, and I think it looks really nice. I'm really proud of that. And the rest of the figure is just painted blue with some dark blue quills. These glove tops right here, funny story about those, are actually from my Sonic figure from the previous Sonic movie, because again I was running out of sculpting, so I actually just took those off and put them on this guy and painted some new ones on my old Sonic figure. Then his legs were custom made mid legs, where I took a minifigure leg and cut it up to make it look a lot shorter, and I added some E-tape there to represent the sock bit on the top, painted all of the red details and the gold details and stuff. And then on the back, I used some spike pieces, and I sculpted a little tail to be the other spikes on the back. And that's it for Sonic the Hedgehog. Idris Elba's Knuckles definitely stole the show multiple times throughout the movie, and I really enjoyed his version of the character. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, this head is actually sculpted, this time onto a helmet piece. I think it was like a Magneto helmet. So I just took it and sculpted all of these quills on top of it, and painted them red, painted the dark red lines to be like his quills or fur or whatever on it. And then his eyes were just painted white with some purple. His mouthpiece was sculpted and painted in a peach color, and I drew that little mouth on there. Then he just has a normal red torso with some dark red stripes on there, as well as his little white collar piece, which I actually tried to make it look fluffy, and I'm really proud of how that looks. For his hands, he actually uses some boxer glove pieces, which I sculpted the little knuckles onto there. And for his legs, they're just red with some dark red stripes, and I painted his little shoes on there with the green and yellow details. And his tail is actually made out of a spike piece that I cut up and glued back together to kind of have that shape that his tail does. And yeah, that's it for Knuckles. Tails was really fantastic in the new movie, and his figure is definitely my favorite of the bunch, mostly because I actually decided to do a play feature with him, and that is to actually give him a spinning tail piece. So my hands are kind of in the way there, but it can actually spin. He has a helicopter tail. I wanted to make this figure different than my other Tails figure, and I decided to do this, and it's so fun to do. I really can't stop doing it. I'm really proud of the figure, and that play feature is just a whole lot of fun, and I achieved that by just using some Technic pieces there. That's a Technic pen. I didn't paint it, obviously, because it wouldn't spin if I painted it, so there's some gray on his butt there, which is kind of weird, but it's worth it in my opinion. And then his tails are actually just some broom pieces that I cut the broom off of, like from the old Harry Potter set. His head was actually a helmet on a minifigure head, and then I sculpted the entire head and the ears and little hairs on top of it there, and his eyes are painted blue there, and his mouthpiece is sculpted with some fur on the sides and painted white. He has a little smile on there that I painted, and then his torso and arms and legs and everything are just painted in this orange-yellow color that I mixed up. And for his torso, I put some white details on there for his his furry chest bit thing there. I don't know. But I tried to make it look really furry, and I'm really proud of how that looked. I tried to do that with all of the Sonic figures in one way or another, and I think it looks super duper cool. And then these bits above his hands are sculpted there, the tops of the gloves are sculpted, and his legs are actually short minifigure legs, and I just painted the shoes on there with some white and red details, and that is it for Tails. Our last figure is, of course, Dr. Robotnik from the end of the movie where he uses the Chaos Emerald. I don't really know if there's a name for this specific suit, but yeah, Jim Carrey as Robotnik is just like one of the best video game movie castings ever, and I always just love him in both of the movies, and I really hope he returns for the third. His face is fully custom painted, the eyes and the eyebrows and those details around the eyes there. And the goggles on top were an actual Lego goggle piece that I just cut up and glued on the top there. I originally had it to where they were actually see-through, but then it turned out that I made them see-through the wrong color, so I just decided to paint them instead. And his mustache sculpt, I am so proud of. It's one of my favorite pieces of sculpting work that I've ever done. The mustache there, which is such a random thing to say, but I'm just really proud of it. And then I used this giant paper jacket piece here that I just painted in black and added some glow-in-the-dark detailing, some stripes, and same for his arms. They're just black with some glow-in-the-dark detailing. I gave him the Master Emerald as an accessory, even though I don't think it's really to scale of the size it should be, but I really couldn't figure out any other way to make a crystal piece, and I just painted it in glow-in-the-dark color, and I think it looks really great. And then his hands are just black with some gray lines painted on there. And for the shoes, I couldn't find any reference for his shoes, so instead I just painted some gray lines on there to look like his normal shoes, but with some different colors and such. And that is it for Dr. Robotnik. Thank you so much for watching this video. These are some of my new favorite minifigures I've made. I'm just really proud of how all of them turned out, so I'm just really thankful for everybody who watched the video. And if you like my custom minifigures, I have an Etsy shop open right now. I'm taking commissions. And I do really quickly want to thank everybody who has bought commissions so far. It's been really amazing how well they've been selling. And it's just really cool that I've been able to make people stuff that they really enjoy. And if you want something like that, your very own custom minifigure, order it. The commissions are only open for a few more weeks until like the first week of August or something. I'm gonna close them. So yeah, order while you can. And there's also some mystery minifigures on the shop as well if you're interested in that. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.